Alrighty, my mic's on. Let's get this thing started. How's everybody doing? Yeah, you can have a Minecraft icon. What did you want? Sorry you're sore, Dino. My Christmas was pretty good. It was more traditional than what we usually have, but, it was still great. So this is our to-do list. I'm probably only gonna get through 2, maybe 3 of these. Just because these are kind of above the normal request tier, but I didn't really have too much else. I took the first 2 a little bit farther than I usually take requests because I wanted to have everything planned out and stuff so I could really spend the extra time that I wanted to spend making sure everything looked good. And I don't need my reference window right now. So yeah, let's blast through this line art. And I will see you guys in just a second. Or, well, it's going to be more than just a second, but that might be a little too thick. I'll go with a 15. So, yeah, how was everyone's Christmas? Mine was pretty good. The reason that I didn't stream last week is that I went on a road trip to visit family, and I'm pretty sure those of you watching already know this, but like I said, I went on a road trip, and the car that we had was a Hyundai Accent, and we know what car we are never ever getting. Because, I mean, it got great gas mileage, like 50 miles per gallon, but when 50 miles per gallon can't make up for the quality of the car, there's something wrong there. So, yeah, this is obviously not sponsored by Hyundai. It was not sponsored by any of Hyundai's competitors. I just really do not recommend ever getting a Hyundai Accent unless you meet all of the following conditions. 1, you are smaller than the average person. 2, you live somewhere where you never ever need to use need to use your defrost, and you don't take trips that are longer than about an hour. Because the AC works fine until you're like 3 hours in. And then you have to like take a break and let the car reset or something. It's total malarkey is the word I'm going to use. It's total malarkey, and just no Hyundai Accents for me. And no more running at Enterprise. Yeah. But aside from the car, everything was great. Got to have a lot of fun with my family. Trying to decide how much they would want me to talk about it, because they're kind of private people. But they have dogs, and their dogs are all doing very well. One of them is a German Shepherd. She's over 100 pounds now, and they raised her from like a 5-pound puppy. They raised her, I think her head now is about the size that she was when we found her. But we accidentally named her Kitty, and the irony is, because she still answers if you call, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty." And she's just this big 100-pound German Shepherd. who is tall enough to walk away with the dinner table if she tries to fit under it. So it was great getting to see her again. She's really smart, too. She's one of those dogs that understands what you mean when you spell, so you can't say W-A-L-K. She'll get excited. So it was really nice getting to see the dogs again, and of course the family, obviously, but I don't think they'd have as much of a problem with me talking about the dogs. Again, just because we tend to, I'm really, my brother and I are really the only ones who are seriously big on the internet and stuff. So, while my brother is comfortable with me talking about him and stuff, the rest of my family may not be. But it was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of people that we haven't seen in a while. Once again, my tablet is in an awkward position. I'm just gonna rotate this canvas. It's not even like a particularly awkward position. My hands have been weird. Because, like, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, I'm really bad at video games, but, I did get a game system from my brother, and, so that we can, team up multiplayer in this game that he likes to play. And apparently I'm awful, but because we would be in the same house playing multiplayer, we can at least coordinate. So I have been trying to get good, and my hands are just not used to drawing again. But that will be very quickly remedied. Probably by the end of tonight I'll be used to drawing again. Yeah. And then, of all things, we actually got an RC helicopter. I think it was manufactured in like 2015 according to one of the stickers on it. So I had to order some batteries for the remote control for that. And those should be in 3 to 5 business days. So we have not played with that yet, but I'm excited to. And then, for dinner, we had turkey and mashed potatoes. And that is not actually what we usually do. Because normally it's just the three of us, you know, my mom, my brother, and me, and then we usually have a lasagna. Especially, since life has gotten kind of busy and stuff, that lasagna is usually frozen, but it's good. It's kind of like our little Christmas tradition, but we had that for Christmas Eve, so, and then we watched this, movie on Netflix. It was called The 12 Dog Days of Christmas. Oh boy. Mom enjoyed it. My brother and I enjoyed making fun of it. It was, I would almost consider it Mystery Science Theater worthy. But really, the dogs are just cute enough that I think the cuteness factor would make it, I don't know. The acting is really bad. Like, I will probably not have a career in acting, but I at least know that I won't. But just, the acting is really bad. There are some scenes where I'm pretty sure they were shot at different times of the day because they couldn't get the actors' schedules together or something. And oh boy, can you tell they're not really there. It's not like a green screen kind of thing, but you know how when they're filming a conversation, they'll do shot, reverse shot? It's like that, but you can kind of tell that there's a person right next to the camera reading the lines, and that it's not actually the actor really emoting. So there's a lot of, I don't know, it's weird. And then I haven't even gotten into the plot yet. The plot is about as simple as it can be. This kid is kind of a jerk, and like he's in and out of foster homes all the time, and so he gets assigned to do community service at the dog shelter, and lo and behold, the dog shelter is shutting down, but because they take in rescues and older dogs and dogs with issues, they can't give them to the county shelter because they'll probably be put down, and so now he has to use his powers of persuasion. Oh yeah, by the way, this character is supposed to be like a really charismatic salesman who came up with his own cleaning products or something. Like apparently he could sell anything to anyone, and again, in the hands of a better actor, I might believe it. But I don't know. The actor kind of feels like he was the director's cousin or something. Either that or nobody else auditioned for the part. But anyway. But my point with this is that one of the dogs apparently is supposed to be afraid of men. Like she sees a man and she starts shaking because apparently she was owned by a man who was horribly abusive and stuff. And the dog that they got shows absolutely no fear of anyone or anything. Like, they got the most energetic, charismatic dog to play this, to play something that's supposed to be shy and timid, and just, it does not work. I guess, the dogs look a little bit more focused than the movie Cats and Dogs. But that's not really saying much, because I don't know how many of you have recently rewatched Cats and Dogs, but they are seriously unfocused. I don't know if anyone's into the talking kitty cat videos with, I think the cat's name is Sylvester. But Sylvester usually looks more focused than the dogs in either Cats and Dogs or this movie. So, my brother and I had a pretty good time riffing it, and then he left 30 minutes in. By the way, the movie's only like an hour and a half, but it feels like it's 3 hours long. So, after Gabe left, I had nobody to riff it with, and yeah, it was not fun anymore. But I don't know who made it even. Like, I honestly didn't even bother looking at the logos. As someone who has made a student film, it feels like a student film. But student films generally aren't on Netflix unless they win, like, awards or stuff, so I don't know what it would be doing on Netflix if it were a student film. I don't know. I should probably stop yakking about it, but I'm just trying to keep talking while I do this line art. The person who asked for this, this is their OC, Mallory, and I know absolutely nothing about her, but while I was looking for a pose, I came across this pose, and then once the expression came out the way it did, I thought, you know what, I want to try and give this a spy movie feel. Or maybe like a cigarette ad before cigarette ads were actually regulated feel. You know? I mean, I was born after they were regulated, I think. Or at least I'm not old enough to remember before that. But, you know, you do some Google images, you see stills and stuff, and I'm pretty sure you can look them up. By the way, I do not recommend smoking. Like, I'll talk about it a lot because, like, I don't smoke, but my stepmom does, and my grandma, when she was alive, did. It's just something that I'm aware of, so I can make references to it sometimes. I don't know. But, ironically, it was not actually cigarettes that killed, or that caused Grandma to pass. She probably died of a broken heart a few months after Grandpa went. But, I mean, they were married for, what, 2/3 of their lives? You know, that's a long time to have someone to lean on, you know? And then suddenly they're not there, you know? So, but anyway, where was I going with this? Blah, 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 blah. I did actually finally get to wear one of the outfits that my stepmom saved from Grandma's closet, because of all things, she had this set of like silver and gold lycra jackets and pants and stuff, and well, it's either lycra or lame, I don't know, because they cut the tags off, or she cut the tags off. I don't blame her, the tags kind of looked itchy and uncomfortable. But, I finally found out that, whatever material it is, it looks very nice with my black sequin top that I have never actually been confident enough to wear before. And that's kind of cool, I guess. So, yeah, that was interesting. Alrighty. And then off. Nah, I'm just gonna like this and like that. That looks alright. Hold on. Reference layer. Hold on. Invert. And then I'm just gonna delete that. And then I'll just there we go. Let's see. I listen to a lot of music by this men's a cappella group called Straight No Chaser. They have this great sense of humor. I highly recommend their movie theme medley, and since I'm done with this line art, I'm gonna see what's going on in the chat. So, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, I could. Can you describe the boy somewhere down there? Fail, I think is how you pronounce your name. There are probably several websites to see student films, but for the most part, I don't know really where they are. Let's delete this sketch layer, and yeah, now I can reference canvas. Canvas, I want my reference to be. Canvas, I want my reference to be. But, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this pose and expression came out. Again, I don't know too much about the character, so I hope it's in character. Or at least that the person who asked for it likes it. But Straight No Chaser did a pretty good cover of the Bond theme in their movie medley. It was interesting. Let's see, the gold bracelet there. Why am I always clicking on the line art instead of the actual thing that I want to fill? There we go. But, yeah, I'm pretty proud of how this is coming out. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty, let's check on the thing to see if it works, or to see. Well, I already know, because this is what I decided on last night. I don't need to look at it too much more. So now, I actually learned that a good tip for coloring anything that's supposed to be gold is to shade it with green, and just put some green tones in the darker areas. So let's do airbrush. And then you can go in and make your highlights really yellow, and apparently that helps keep it looking very gold-like. Because if you just color it a solid mass of yellow and orange, that kind of, it doesn't work as well. So now I can go in, actually no, I want to go in again with a really dark green and one of these. There we go. Let's see, what time is it? I totally missed that when I went to check my phone. I'll check it when I finish with this. So, what to talk about? Let's see. My cats are doing well. One of them almost wasn't. We were pretty concerned about him. But all the vets were closed. So we prayed over him, and then after a while, we finally decided, maybe he needs some water, so we fed him. I think the total was about 50 milliliters, but we spread it out into 5 and 10 milliliter doses, just so we wouldn't overwhelm him with it. But we fed him about 50 milliliters of water, and then maybe another 10 milliliters of chicken broth. And he ended up being fine after a little bit. We think he might just get dehydrated easily, but it was pretty scary. But, he got up. He's fine. He's his usual happy self. So, let me check the time and maybe the chat. I think I can do some shading here. Which ironically is not what I was doing with the thing. Let me actually just delete this layer, duplicate, protect alpha, and I'm thinking a reddish orange for the shading. I don't know, I might change it to a pink, but I want to try this first. Yeah, maybe I'll try a pink. Or just something less saturated. Take down the saturation and the brightness. Actually, that works. I think I'll use that. But, I know you can see a lot of student films and stuff on YouTube. A lot of people will put their film school work on YouTube as part of their portfolio so that they can show people while they're out looking for employment. That's actually a pretty good way to find student works. Some of them are really good, actually. I mean, just, I feel like student film is, well, yeah, some of them are really good, but then some of them aren't. So maybe it is appropriate to say it feels like a student film, to say that it lacks understanding of certain concepts. But I don't know if any of you have seen The Room. I actually still haven't, but I've seen clips from it. And pretty much every line from that 12 Dog Days of Christmas movie, and yes, I'm still on it because it's not, I really shouldn't let it, it probably sounds like it bothers me, but really it doesn't. It's just kind of one of those things that's fun to poke fun at. But one of it's like every line is the "Oh, hi, Mark" from The Room. Just, it's quite something to watch, and I don't necessarily recommend it unless you have like a bunch of friends to watch it with and make fun of it, because like I said, it's an hour and a half. Feels twice that long. So maybe just be careful to know what you're getting into, I guess. Maybe I am being too harsh on it. I mean, like I said, the dogs were cute. But that's like the only thing I can say, and even then, I like dogs. Dogs are just naturally cute. So, yeah. Let me actually turn this to normal so that I can get the color and fill it back in. Don't need Protect Alpha on anymore. Nobody needs to protect Alpha. He's got Zordon. Bad joke. Not even like bad as in inappropriate, just bad as in it's not even funny. Let's see. So yeah, this is looking alright. I'm a bit over time, so I'm gonna take this and just make that drop shadow more apparent. Get some rim lighting in there. Lighten up the hair a bit, lighten up the face. I really should have just hit Protect Alpha again and applied a gradient, but you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Lighten that up, and then I'm going to convert this to the color layer, and then, sorry about that. No. And then I'm gonna stretch that a little bit more. That feeling when they don't have the font you want to use. When they don't have the font you want to use. Can't talk. There we go. And then I'm just gonna merge that. And yeah, that looks alright. So I'm just gonna save that. Maybe I'll add some highlights to her eyes, because otherwise it doesn't quite look right to me. And then I'm gonna add like some ice blue to these gemstones here. And what a difference that makes. Alright, so I'm gonna check the chat and then I'm gonna get on to the next piece. yeah, it's okay. You guys don't have to be talkative. I'm just trying to keep stuff going. Alright, so this next one, after I cross this off, I was approached by DK Spitty on DeviantArt. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing anything right, but I actually should probably merge these layers. Actually, hold on, I'm going to merge them in two separate deals here. Let's see, layer, merge all. Okay. This is my lightning. Blech. Can't type. And then I'm going to lock that. And then I'm going to and apparently, anyway, I was asked to do some art for this group called Chew Crew, and if you like rap and hip-hop, they might be your thing. I'm a little bit weird in my tastes. Like, I don't dislike rap and hip-hop, I just only actually really like certain groups. Run DMC is a favorite of mine, but my point, I had a point, I think. But I checked out their music so I'd have something to talk about, and I guess it's alright. I'm just not familiar with the genre and stuff. So, it's not really my thing, but if it is your thing, check them out. If it's not your thing, they're probably not gonna be your thing, though. That's okay. Nobody really has to be anybody's thing. Alright, so the glow from this chain is going to be illuminating his neck muscles and the lower portion of his face. But yeah, this is one half of their request. And like I said, I took everything really far last night so that I could do some more interesting stuff today. Let's see, this is going to be illuminating the pectoral muscles and yeah. I don't usually paint in this style, but it's kind of nice looking actually. I just have to be careful not to overblend too much. They gave me reference images, but I still am not entirely sure what some of the tattoos are supposed to be. So, I will admit, I'm guessing, but, I tried looking up reference photos. All I could find for K-Flex was some kind of construction material, like, plastic tubing. So Googling wasn't really that helpful, unfortunately. Let's see. But, they gave me a style reference that's a little too yellow to be That's too yellow to be gold is a very weird statement. But anyway, window reference. This is, let me actually just pull this window up and make it bigger, and this is the thing that they kind of wanted me to copy in terms of the style reference, which I'm just going to be honest is a few more hours than what I have time for here. But I'm still going to do what I can. And yeah, it's not turning out awful. It's just, I know I could do better. I almost wish that they had commissioned me so I could justify spending more time on this. But it is what it is. And it is kind of cool looking. So, yeah. I'm not really trying to complain. I'm just, I was feeling so energetic earlier. I don't know what it is. Let's see. That should be glowing. I think this tattoo on his chest is wings. But yeah, that's gonna be glowing over here. And then I should probably take this and just dull it down a touch, because he is supposed to have that lightning behind him, and I don't want the aura thing to take away from that too much. I do recall really liking, I don't know who composes the music underneath the lyrics, but I really like it. It's got a Daft Punk feel to it. I don't know. It's if it's your thing, it's your thing. There are elements to it that I like and can appreciate, but I probably won't really be listening to much of their music myself. But, you know, there's stuff, there's an audience for it. Oh man, I gotta sneeze. It's weird. Or, no, it's not weird. It's just sneezing. Let's see. There we go. Ugh. That was more about the Tommy Hilfiger. I can't actually, I'm not a Tommy Hilfiger fan for some reason. But, again, Again, nobody said I had to be, so. I'm just trying to make this look appropriately glowy. The key to making something look glowy isn't actually just doing a white gradient, it's making sure that the area surrounding the white is actually really saturated with color. And the more saturated it is, the stronger the glow kind of looks. So. I probably should have done this in airbrush, but, well, I've got 15 minutes left. I can, where's my blendy brush? The watercolor thing. Here it is. Then I can take my saturated yellow and bring it up in here and blend it in. Let's see. The other trick to making things look appropriately glowy is keeping the area outside the glow very, very dark. Then I can actually take this orange color I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know what it is lately. I don't think I'm coming down with something. I don't know. I'll drink some emergency in between streams just to be careful. Okay, that's starting to look all right. There we go. And then I actually need to go with a flat black, and then I should probably take my pen and dash in the eyes like this. So yeah, Chew Crew, their music is alright if you like rap and hip hop. I don't, but, you know, like I said, if it's your thing, you might want to check them out. They've got, what, 95 subscribers on YouTube? These days I seem to keep losing subscribers, but maybe that would change if I started actually putting out some quality content once in a while, you know, and not the lame stuff I've been putting out. But, like I said, it's not really about that, because, I mean, getting famous on YouTube, while nobody likes to admit it, is largely luck. And just, if I can't admit that, then it's going to become about the subscribers, and then my content is going to suffer, and I'm just going to turn into someone who does nothing but whine about subscribers, and, you know, that's not fun. So, yeah, this could probably be better. Maybe if I flip it, I'll spot something. This composition is pretty off, but, I don't know, I'm probably gonna compile this one and the next one into a combined thing. There we go. Maybe if I mess with my tone curves a little bit, that looks better. That does not look better. I'm just gonna go in with some flat white and see if I can't make some of the glowy look more glowy. Lighten up this, then I'm going to go in here, actually I'm going to take my pen and work that in. So yeah, I'm sorry if I'm being a little too quiet here, just trying to focus. There we go. This is looking a little bit better. Hold on, I could use something like this over here and over here, over here. And then back to this. Alright, that should look alright. Again, I could spend a lot of time on this, but I have a policy that is pretty prominently displayed on my page, which they would have had to go to. That I stream my requests, or is that as prominently displayed as I'd like? I don't know. I'm gonna call this one done, and then I'm gonna move on to the next one, which I had about to the same level, but I just didn't like it, so in the meantime, I'm actually redrawing it, and okay, sorry, I'm referencing my own hand. In real life, you can't really see it. Well, I mean, of course you can't see it, I don't have my webcam on. But, I'm just referencing my own hand to get this right, because, like I said, I didn't like the way I drew it the first time, so drawing it right this time, and then, I'll come back to it, this evening. So, this is Tay Lewis. The first guy was K-Flex. I couldn't find anything on Google for Tay Lewis either, so I'm doing what I can with what what was provided. And let me just make that hand a tad smaller. I basically stole this pose from Carmen Sandiego box art, but I really like the pose, and it's hard to find elsewhere. You'd think that for such a pose that seems like it should be iconic, there's actually not that much of it anywhere to be found. So what I did was I did a stick figure based on the Carmen Sandiego pose, and then I fudged the anatomy using the picture I actually had of Tay Lewis. And I hope I'm pronouncing everything right, because I don't know. But yeah, I'm just doing what I can. And I mean, this pose is kind of cool. It's pretty dynamic and stuff. See, he's got a watch on this hand. Can't really see the watch clearly on any of the references, but it's supposed to glow, so I think I can fudge it kind of again. I'm doing a lot of fudging with this. But again, we've got our Tommy Hilfiger underwear. Which I'm not sponsored by Tommy Hilfiger for, like, I don't know. Just the FCC can can vote to get rid of net neutrality, but oh, if I want to portray a brand or something, I must disclose the brand relationship because people might think I'm advertising for them. Like, I don't know. It's not dumb, because, I mean, you do want to know what videos are sponsored and what's not. It's just, I'm not, and I get tired of, like, referencing the craziest things, even. Like, oh, by the way, I'm not So yeah, it is now 3:01. I can save this and I will be back this evening in about 3 hours. And thank you guys for tuning in. See you soon. Bye.